You've been lied to about success. They told you to chase harder, beg louder, explain yourself to everyone who doubts you. And yet the more you run, the further the finish line drifts. The harder you plead, the weaker you feel. The more you explain, the less they respect you. The truth? Success is not something you hunt, it's something you become. The Stoics understood this long before motivational speakers sold you their empty slogans. They saw the world as it is, cold, indifferent, unbending. Life doesn't care about your ambitions. The universe owes you nothing. And yet, within that brutal indifference lies the ultimate key to power, self-mastery. Marcus Aurelius sat on the throne of Rome and wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Epictetus, once a slave, said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." They were not chasing. They were building from within, aligning thought and action until the world bent toward them. If you are tired of chasing shadows, here's your awakening. Stoicism is not about hoping, it's about becoming. And once you become unshakable, success comes not as a gift, but as an inevitability. Picture this. A man in his mid-30s, grinding through 12-hour days at a job he hates. He scrolls late into the night, watching others succeed, convinced he's falling behind. He buys every course, reads every law of attraction book, repeats affirmations until his throat is dry. And still, nothing changes. He is exhausted, angry, drowning in overthinking. Why? Because he has built his life on chasing what is outside his control. This man could be anyone. A corporate worker chasing promotion, an artist begging for recognition, a young entrepreneur obsessing over likes, clicks, and validation. They all suffer the same sickness, dependence on the world's approval, and the more they beg for it, the more it slips away. Now contrast this with Marcus Aurelius, emperor of Rome, commander of armies surrounded by chaos, plague, betrayal, war. And yet in his private journal he writes not about what Rome owed him, but about what he owed himself: discipline, integrity, focus. He was not waiting for the world to validate him. He was validating himself through unshakable action. This is the shift. When you stop chasing, stop begging, stop explaining, you free yourself from the chains of dependence. You stop running after success and instead you embody the kind of person to whom success naturally gravitates. The man who once begged, he becomes silent, disciplined, focused. He cuts distractions, stops chasing applause, and builds something real. Slowly, the world takes notice, not because he asked for it, but because he no longer needs it. What is the essence of power? It is not found in chasing, not in begging, not in explaining. The Stoics understood this. Real strength comes from mastery of the self, not control of the world. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Notice what he didn't say. He didn't tie happiness to wealth, to recognition, to approval. He tied it to the fortress of the mind. Your life changes not when the world bends to your will, but when your will is no longer enslaved to the world. Seneca went further. He who is everywhere is nowhere. The man who spreads himself thin, chasing recognition, pleasing everyone, scattering his focus, he dissolves into nothing. Power requires concentration. It requires silence. A sharp blade, not a dull one. Seneca teaches us that you must cut away the noise, the chasing, the constant explaining, and direct your force inward, into building yourself. And then Epictetus, the slave-turned-philosopher, strikes with the most uncompromising truth. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Read that again. Be content to be misunderstood. Stop explaining yourself. Stop begging people to see your worth. The ones who matter will see, eventually. The rest were never worth your energy. Stoicism is not passive. It is not sitting in silence waiting for the universe to hand you gifts. It is action, directed only toward what you can control. You cannot control who approves of you. You cannot control who applauds you. But you can control your discipline, your thoughts, your actions. That is where manifestation happens. not through wishful thinking, but through aligning your energy with what is within your command. Here lies the paradox. When you stop chasing, life begins to chase you. When you no longer beg, respect comes uninvited. When you stop explaining, your silence becomes your armor, and your presence becomes undeniable. The Stoics weren't selling dreams. They were giving us weapons for reality. They knew that life does not reward the desperate. It rewards the disciplined. So the question is not, when will the world give me what I want? The question is, when will I stop needing it to? Because the moment you answer that, the moment you let go, you step into unshakable power. You want Stoicism not as an idea, but as a weapon. Enough philosophy, let's translate it into action. Here are 5 unapologetic tactics that, if applied ruthlessly, will make you untouchable. 1. Stop explaining. Act. Every time you explain yourself, you give away power. Explanations are for children and beggars. Do the thing, stand by it, and let the results speak. People respect silence backed by execution, not endless justification. The next time you feel the urge to explain, stop. Say less. Do more. 2. Reject validation. Craving approval is the leash that controls most men. Cut it. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. Flip it. Value your judgment above theirs. Before posting, asking, or seeking feedback, ask, do I truly believe in this? If yes, that's enough. 3. Choose voluntary hardship. Comfort makes you soft. Hardship trains the soul. Seneca practiced poverty to remind himself that fear of loss is an illusion. Sleep on the floor, fast, train in the cold, choose discomfort so life cannot surprise you. Once a week, deny yourself a luxury. Embrace it as training, not punishment. 4. Build an iron routine. Discipline is freedom. Without it, you are a slave to moods and impulses. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Master yourself through systems. Your calendar is your fortress. Define non-negotiable rituals. Wake, train, read, reflect. Guard them like sacred laws. 5. Weaponize silence. In a world screaming for attention, silence is dominance. Silence forces people to lean in. It creates gravity around your presence. Speak when it matters. Otherwise, let your silence unsettle. The next time someone tries to provoke you, don't reply. Watch the silence expose their weakness. Power is not gifted. It is built through ruthless clarity and daily practice. These tactics are not theory. They are training. Apply them consistently, and you won't need to chase, beg, or explain. You'll stand, unshakable, while the world bends to meet you. Section 5. Uplifting conclusion with call to action. You were born into a world that doesn't owe you answers, comfort, or applause. That's the cold truth. But here is the power hidden within that truth. Because no one is coming to save you, you become the one who saves yourself. Because the world is indifferent, you are free to shape your destiny without permission. The Stoics did not chase. They did not beg. They did not explain. They acted. Marcus Aurelius carried an empire on his back, while sickness ravaged his body. Seneca wrote about calm while facing exile and death. Epictetus, once a slave, built his freedom not with chains broken, but with a mind no man could touch. Their lesson is your challenge. Stop waiting. Stop performing. Stop clinging to the opinions of others as if they determine your worth. Your silence, your discipline, your unshakable presence, these are your weapons. Use them. The truth is simple. Everything you want, peace, strength, success, comes when you stop chasing and start becoming. Now, if this message struck you, if it cut through the noise, then I ask you to join me. Subscribe to Timeless Stoic Mind. This is where ancient wisdom is sharpened into modern weapons. This is where you build the fortress within, where no chaos can reach you. Don't just consume this. Live it, share it, speak it into others' lives. And when the storms of life come, and they will, you will stand unshakable because you chose the Stoic path. The world doesn't care. But that is your freedom. And from that freedom, you rise.